New week, new arena, and I, Katsuma Gaming, are of course here to give you information about what teams you should use, what things to look out for, and just how to get a good score. So without further ado, let's just jump right to it. First up, we play versus the Dark Fortress. I think that's the name here of the enemy boss. And the big thing to mention here is that he reduces physical damage, which means you should probably not run a pure physical team here and mostly focus on magic. That of course works well with the new Cecily that's coming in, but don't worry, you are actually better off not using her, I think, than using her. So what teams should you actually use for this arena boss? Also, the boss is weak to poison and bind, which doesn't really matter. I think bind matters and blinding as well to some degree for, you know, the units we're using, but the poison part, just ignore it. Global doesn't have bosses yet that has insane scaling with poison, so for now poison is just kind of there, but like never actually really good. So what team have I used for my first run so far that actually went pretty decent? This team, and you might be surprised, why is he running Forbidden Aqua? It didn't just say no physical units. That's right, and we're not using her as like a damage tuning here. So the thing about this boss is, first up, he does pretty good damage, so your team can get low and some of your units can actually die. So you kind of want to have some kind of survivability aspect here, and there are actually two big units that you can use. First up, you can use Cielo, and with that you actually run a team of like ReZero Megumin as Yunyun and this Arue, and Cielo's are force, so you use Megumin for the wave clear to provide a physical magical attack buff and a speed boost. Then, you know, you explode on the boss, Cielo comes in, provide light damage boost, which is kind of what Aqua does, but also provides healing, and you know, you can actually use her to buff your team's damage and stuff like that with her ulti 1, version 1, and just from with that team. You probably also just use Idle here as the team passive trait assistant, just to boost the light damage bonus. But the more interesting, funny team, at least my opinion, because you can actually use Aqua as this team. The whole idea here is we stack as much Gacha here in Aqua as possible, just so that she can provide her ulti most of the time for the healing, for the damage boost, and also proc her passive trait as much as possible, because the more procs you do, the more damage your other two units will do. We actually boost the damage of Yunyun and Arue even more by using Fast Megumin here as a team passive trait provider, because that way we actually boost 9% damage for both Yunyun and Arue, aka the two damaging units of this team, and have just Cielo as a slot 4 unit to come in if it's needed. But to be honest, the best runs are those where probably no one dies, so you don't really want Cielo to come in. Maybe it's fine towards the end if Aqua dies and she comes in. In that case, you can also use, for example, Onsen Whiz is a great slot 4 unit that you can use her. I think, if I remember correctly, in JP, even the top ranked teams actually used Onsen Whiz here as the slot 4 unit, because, you know, she provides Gacha, which potentially allows you to do another round of ultis, and she also has the skill of consuming Gauge to just nuke even more. And, you know, if the nuke at the end crits when she comes in, that's pretty valuable. So we're actually going to switch over here. I don't have the lightning weapon for her, so I'm just using the personal weapon, but that's something to keep an eye out and probably, you know, use if you have it. Also, of course, I don't think she has any good traits. Yeah, nothing here. So a back trait, a golden one on her, is of course also a great way to increase this team's damage. So yeah, replacement for Aqua is you can use just Megumin for the wave clear, and you know, then another good slot 4 unit like Cielo to come in, or new Cecily of course also works as the healer. I think Fast Union is kind of irreplaceable. She's the Rashford unit, the CDR unit, the buffing unit. If you have Cielo, you have a buffing unit, so you maybe can go with like a different Rashford, but then again, it's actually kind of hard. I think replacing Yunyun here is the hardest part you can do. Maybe just run a pure mage team then without ReZero? I'm not sure. Replacement for Arue is pretty simple. It's School Rin. She's another speed provider unit, but of course Arue with the on-elemental ulti will edge out here and does more damage. And again, slot 4 can be Cielo, can be another Light Mage, whatever you have. And just, you know, that's pretty much all the team building that I have. So let's just jump right in the team. Yes, only despair, as I just said, I don't have another light weapon for Wiz, and I'm too lazy for this video to make it, but I will of course make it later and use it for future runs. Okay, first up, we just wait for all the mobs to attack. Pray that we hit some, get some Aqua hits in, because the more gauge on Aqua, the better. Okay, we're starting off with a proc on Aqua here, not good. We Q the AoE from Yunyun just to clear the wave instantly and get to the final boss. By the way, Yunyun doesn't need to get hit here, I think. The first move of the boss is guaranteed to be an AoE attack. With worst case stat, you should be able to get Yunyun's ulti up. So no reason to be scared about, oh no, what about the gauge of Yunyun? Okay, pause here. You're actually going to use Ares assist here. We can get the Aqua ulti off, and luckily for me, you actually get the procs here, which is really good from Aqua. Just pausing to see that, yep, Aqua ulti will be. We will last kill coming up, so we're just going to use it instantly here, and now it's just pray that you are ult crits. If that ulti crits, you're gonna get a high score, because yeah, that can be like an 80k crit here, which is like really, really good. Also, double hits here, of course, if they crit are great. Our trade just works like that. Pray that you get. Our said he didn't get hit. Sad. Nice, you got the Aqua proc here. Good, good, good. Instantly use the ulti here for the speed boost. Wait right before the boss attacks, so we get the healing in here. But also have the max duration on the Aqua ulti here, right? Gauge up into Yunyun ulti, good. Aqua is actually getting pretty low here, and yep, Cecily faints. So now it's time for Wiz to carry here. Divide the gauge up first. That's a good part about a Forbidden ult. He actually survives through everything. Just going to use a basic here. Okay, maybe Wiz is down to crit here. Match. Okay, no rest here, the end is bad. Now time to pause to see if the double hit goes down first. Nope, sadly not. So I just need to use the basic here. And just like that, 1.65 million damage with not proper weapon on Wiz, with Aqua dying at maybe a fine time, but I think dying a little bit later might just be better. So you can see there's a lot to improve here. Also just get crits. Like one crit from Arue here can be the difference maker between a top 10 run or something like that. It's kind of important to get a crit, but you have a whole week to hopefully get at least one Arue ulti crit through the whole run, and preferably the first. So yeah, I think that pretty much shows the team pretty well. If you have any other questions, of course, ask me in the comments down below. I try to answer them. If you don't have any of the units that I mentioned and need a different team, maybe just also check the comment section. If you have a cool team, just write it down for other people to watch, or see if I answered someone else's comment with like different team ideas. If they're like, yo, I'm missing that unit, do you have a good replacement for that, and stuff like that. I try to help as much as I can, and of course I hope my community helps as much as I can. So yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe, follow for more content. If you want to support me what I do, maybe become a member on YouTube, subscribe on Twitch, donate, or join my Ko-fi, which is up and running since a few days ago. Ko-fi is mostly there for the Encyclopedia, so if you want to support the Encyclopedia directly, maybe check it out. Every bit of help is appreciated to get the documentation forward. So thank you for the support, and see you all in the next one. Bye!
だから一緒に行きましょういつもありがとうもしやだ